I'm stuck in the pit. Why is this the story all the time? I'm always stuck in the pit. Good morning everyone and welcome back to the vlog. This weekend is going to be intense. We are joining two races. It's going to be the Radical Cup, the first time for us to join the Radical Cup. We didn't get to join it last time because, as you saw in the previous video, the Radical had a lot of issues and we were waiting for parts so that we can finish the car. Now that we do have the parts, we're going to be shaking it down. We are coming up on Wednesday and staying maybe till Monday depending on how the car is. But basically get the Radical running. Tyson and Edgen are going to be with me. And on Saturday we have the Miata Spec race number 4 and 5. Number 5 and 6. So we have two races this weekend. It's gonna be long. Please bear with me. This is gonna be a lot of content to edit down. The track is packed with cars. There's so many cars on the grid. I saw the schedule and it looks insane. So hopefully you guys enjoy this content. Buckle your seatbelts and let's go for a ride. Oh, and we're in the RWB. Is handling well on the highway. We still don't have a horn. I need to sort out the wires for the speakers. That's why I'm just using my phone as the radio at the moment, or music player. So we're endorsing this new mount. It's called Peak Design. Comes with the case, comes with the mount, and you guys can find it soon on the shop.angiemeadking.com. The Miata's here, the Radical's here, they're working on it, Tyson's here already. We're gonna unload the second Spec Miata car that I own. Morning! Check out the color! Super nice. Okay. Not much updates that's gonna happen today. We're gonna basically take out the Radical, shake it down. Tyson's gonna do that. Edgen is going to sort out this Miata because we have zero tuning on this car. There is no gas in this car, so we have to buy some gas, do the suspension, and double check everything so that we can take it out. Also, I have a few muscle cars on the way from Classic Speed, so I'm waiting for them to come in. And then after that, yeah, we're just gonna chill today. Obviously, the plan today is to get a good time in the practice Miata, but to also shake down the Radical. One of the biggest problems we have with the Radical is that we only have 2 sets of slicks, which means if we practice with a new set of slicks, the second set of slicks is going to be a race slick, and I don't know if it'll last 3 heats of 12 laps each, so not quite sure what's gonna happen. I'm supposed to have new tires on order, but it has not arrived. Flatbed's taking so long to come down. There you go. Radio, aircon, power steering, alternator. Ano pa ginalang natin dito? Okay, so huling test drive na to. This is built by the original Classic Speed, and we've decided to take it in back so that we can sort it out. Okay, gonna give the keys back so we can test drive the C6 Corvette. Next car for test drive. Just a quick history about this C6 Corvette. This was actually the Corvette that was given to me by my dad, and we used it as a base car for Black Manta before we made Black Manta into a ZR1. So this has gone through a lot of transformation. The body on this was actually the ZR1 kit from Manta. When we took off the body panels, we decided to put it on this car. So essentially this is a C6 with a supercharger with stop deck brakes and then a few other suspension goodies. It's been a minute since we actually ran this car because it was having fueling issues, and the guys at Classic Speed were able to fix it, but they didn't put any gas in the car. How sad. Anyway, these are Porsche GT3 seats because the old seat module were actually consuming power. So I'm gonna do a quick test drive and then come back immediately because we have no gas, or we should put some gas. Overheating issues, so we're going to stay in the car for a bit. It's nice that it's actually lunch break because we're going to be able to really push the temps up, especially because the sun is out. I think it's been more than 2 years or 3 years since this car actually ran like this on the road. I'm happy that, you know, the aircon's cold, our battery's not draining anymore, you know, a few issues here and there, but very close to completion already. I have to apologize, I'm not wearing a seatbelt because they forgot the seatbelt catch of the car. I'm not going super fast, we're just going to the gas station. We're gonna top up the fuel to see if the fuel gauge is really broken, or I guess the fuel sender in the tank. Bringing down the fuel tank for the C6 Corvette is actually a nightmare, so I'm hoping it's not that, but we're gonna find out. Go get some gas, that way we can put some heat into the engine and really see if we're able to fix the coolant temperatures already. So far the coolant says 199 Fahrenheit, which is roughly, give or take, below 100 Celsius. Whoa. Hiccup. Wish we had a fuel pressure gauge because I have a feeling that's what the hiccup is. I just finished gassing the car and we are not lacking fuel. We are actually have a busted hard start and now check engine. Not cool. Okay, we're gonna make our way back to the track because that's not a good sign. Fuel is okay. I have a feeling it's the same issue with the onboard fuel regulator. So the Corvettes have a fuel regulator in the fuel tank which sort of regulate the fuel before it goes into the engine. This had fueling issues for such a long time. That's why it's not firing immediately as soon as you start the car. So I'm gonna have the boys study how to convert it into sort of like a regular system where you have a fuel reg up in front and then you can see the fuel pressure. We have a tunnel, slow down. Back at the racetrack, the car is having issues. It is stuttering a lot, so we're gonna give it back to the boys and hopefully they can figure it out. It does say service fueling, service charging, although it's not overheating, which is a good sign. The check engine is still there, and when you try to floor it, the car is now jerking, so not super happy with that, but at least we're able to drive the car. Hopefully in the next few weeks they're able to sort it out so that we can actually sell this car already. Yes, I am selling this car. So we just got spare tires for the Radical and we had to get the pneumatic shifter module. Thank God Radical has parts. Tyson just went out in the Miata without any tuning, just damping control, and he set a 216.5 already. Such a monster driver. It's almost our time. I'm gonna go out in the Miata. Tyson is actually going to bed the brakes in for the Radical. Hopefully I can get a good time. 5 minutes, we're gonna get in the car. Okay, end of the day, and we're going to go check in. Tyson and I will have dinner in our favorite Korean restaurant. He's staying in the Hilton with his kids, and I'm staying in the Marriott. Driving, so driving not so good today. I'm over driving the car because I want to get faster and faster. I'm braking too hard and gassing too hard, so I gotta fix all that tomorrow. But that's why we came up a day early, so I can remove all my bugs. Anyway, update you guys again tomorrow. Back on track. I have a sore throat from the hotel. The aircon was super cold, and I hope it's nothing, but went out in the Miata this morning. The track opened super early and I posted a 2:17, so not so bad. Edgen and Tyson just gave me some coaching, and then there's like 3 things I need to fix. One of the mantras I was deciding to recite to myself this morning was I need to be more gentle on the gas and the brake. Sometimes it's actually a little too gentle, and certain areas of the track I need to improve, like going into the corkscrew. I have to improve that. Going into Akasha, going into the carousel, and then going into the double apex. Those are the things I need to improve, but overall I'm feeling much better in terms of the time that I'm doing. We started off doing a 2:20 in the Miata, and now we're doing a 2:17.8, so not so bad. Through the day we're just gonna keep practicing. Hopefully Tyson can run the radical again. Yesterday he did a 1:53 already. So apparently there's going to be 7 radicals running this weekend. Hopefully I can get this on the grid. It's the last 3 races for the year. 1 race on Friday, 2 races on Sunday. The boys from Classic Speed are here.
It's cool.
Thank you. Grand Sport Corvette's here, and the GT40 is here. We're gonna get back to that. I just hit a 2:16.8, and that's unbelievable for me. 1 lap only. GT40 Mark II. It's like Iron Man. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 2 GT40 testing. We do have a buyer for this. So the staff say that this car runs a little better than the others. Off the bat, gears are easier to find. The selector is a little more centered. Air conditioning could be improved just a little. Power is there. Finding the gears is easy. The GT40 drives so well. I'm so amazed at how the team at Classic Speed are actually getting the hang of assembling these things. I mean, the only complaint I have so far is that the alignment is off, and there's a few rattles, which is part of the composite chassis. But the boys at Classic Speed really know what they're doing. The car feels amazing, power's there, everything works. Air conditioning might, could be a little colder, but everything works and it's easy to drive. I think the next owner is going to be super happy with this car. Can't say anything more. We're probably gonna go back and test the Grand Sport Corvette because that has been a lot of work and it's been in and out of the car shop. We've had to change the motor already because we had issues with the crate engine that came with it. So now it's hopefully we were able to test it, finalize it, and release it to the owner. This car has been sold already. It has a new buyer, and this is our shakedown for me to give my final comments in making everything work. Finished test driving that, and that was such a treat. It's so hot. This is such a treat to drive. Checking for leaking any oil, no fluids leaking, tires look well sticky. I think the next owner will be super happy with this. Touch up here. That car looks so good. While I was test driving the GT40, the body kit of the Miata is almost on. We have a front lip and then a side lip also. We're not going to install the canards just yet because I have to run the car later. So many things happening on track. Tyson's still having issues. I think we need that shifter module. Hindi pa ako nakaka-test drive. Kanina na bukas, hindi pa ako naka-test. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera down and order some lunch. Chin's finally installed. So we put on the chin and the side skirt. The rear spoiler we're gonna do later because I'm still gonna run the car. Tyson wants me to get into the radical, so I'm putting on some fresh slicks already. Radical still has issues. The pneumatic control box, which controls the downshifting of the car, is still acting up, so it's not blipping by itself, which means you just have to manually blip it when you're downshifting through the corners. But besides that, yeah, some fresh tires so that we can test it out and see if I can get a time with it. Just a few laps on it and basically, you know, run it in. So excited to see how I manage with that car. With the Miata, I need to see if I can pull back the driving style that I have, because I'm really over driving the car, especially if I see a fast time or I see a car in front of me. I get impatient and my right foot gets impatient. The secret is really smoothness to be fast. So smooth on the throttle, smooth on the brake, which means not abrupt, like punchy abruptness. It's actually the worst in driving this car. So a lot of learning for me. Here are some fast drivers. I'm in the company of greatness. Finished the radical briefing. I'm going to bring the car out again for second practice, practicing and working on my left foot braking along with timing my auto blip or my manual blip. I think we have 7 cars plus me on the grid today. Sorry, we do have to weigh the car in between and made a minimum of 800 kilos with the driver, so that's gonna have to happen somewhere in between today. Second practice session now, and I can't take the car out because the boys are busy taking down the fuel tank and the fuel pump. On the main straight, we are lighting on the gas gauge and we have a feeling it might be an issue. So rather than push the car and getting me to practice, they want to do that now. Hopefully later I can really adapt quickly to get my left foot braking on point. Currently, with the way I'm driving the car, I'm just at par with Inigo, who's doing a 157. So I really need to push the step further and get into the 156, 155 bracket for me to be able to pull away a little. But I don't think I'm going to be beating any of my records because I really need the auto downshift. Hopefully we don't get the fueling light issue anymore on the main straight. The radicals are going out now and I'm stuck in the pit. Why is this the story all the time? I'm always stuck in the pit. Just found out we have to run extra weights. 35 kilos. That's half a person. Seats going back. So even with this weight, we haven't been able to corner balance the car, so everything's gonna be off. We're able to borrow a new valve block, so that's gonna be one less thing to worry about. Right now they're doing a rolling practice start. I'm supposed to be joining the rolling start practice, but because we're still fixing the car, we're not in this grid. It's 20 minutes still qualifying and the car is still in pieces. The boys are working so hard and fast to put it back together. We have to put on the transponder. We have to put on some fresh set of tires. This morning we were thinking like, you know, should we run? But now it's just like, please, let's get on the grid and see if we can achieve a good time. Ah, stress! Almost ready. Putting panels back on. Tires need to be changed and the valve block needs to be changed, but I think we're gonna make it just in time. So we didn't get to qualify. There was a leak in the valve block, but we finally got the car rolling around the block. I did get to scrub the tires, so we're gonna start at the back of the grid and we're gonna start with tires that are basically raw, which means for the first 2 laps I cannot do anything. I have to take it easy. Inigo, on the other hand, got pole. He got a 156, so it's gonna be very difficult for me to catch up to that time, but I'm gonna try my darn hardest to reach the back all the way up to the start. Oh, it's gonna be such an epic challenge. I won't say it's a battle because it's an unfair advantage to myself because I do have the faster car. But for me to, you know, manage this car and then basically have very little training this weekend because we've been shaking it down all week. As you saw, it has been problem upon problem upon problem. Oh my god, guys. So we were able to beat our fastest time by just a few seconds. The car was running so well, but on the 4th or 5th lap, the whole ignition panel just decides to quit and we have no power. On the start lap, I stalled the car and basically couldn't get it to start. I had to wait. But at the same time, I was able to scrub the tires because I was able to run super fast to catch up with the group, so that during the rolling start, I just gunned it and the Radical just walked away from all the other Radicals. The SR8 in particular walked away from the SR1s, and it was a funny sight to see because the car from the back just crawls through and we were able to set a 153.37. Now on the next lap after that, we actually had issues. The cable of the steering wheel popped out and I had to put that back in. But besides that, I mean, shit, I think I could have broken 53 if I kept going. I don't know what happened, it just quit on me. Anyway, the day's over, we're going to pack up, and tomorrow it's all about racing the Miata, not this Miata, my Spec Miata. So we're gonna continue the vlog. Sorry, it's super long format, and yeah, I'm just happy that we got back in the race, and sad we didn't finish, but I think I set quite a fast time, so pretty cool. Good morning, race fans. It is Saturday morning and it's about 6:15. We are headed back to Clark Speedway so that we can do the Miata Cup today. Sadly, there is a typhoon in the area and I think it is going to be a rainy day. Forecast says it's going to get stronger at around 11, which means it's going to get super hectic. I also heard that there's only about 13 cars on grid today, which means it's going to be, I guess, yeah, a very small grid compared to the start of the season. Not sure why we have a very sparse grid, but anyway, hopefully we can still enjoy the day and get the cars out, because they might even have to cancel the race if there's too much water on the racetrack. But yesterday was such a win. Even though we didn't win the first place overall, we still got the fastest lap time. I'm officially, I think, the fastest person to lap Clark Speedway with a 153.3, and I think with further tuning we can get the car to go down to about 151 to 150. I really feel that the Radical can do 150 with proper tuning. We still have a lot of understeer on exit, and even Tyson has not mastered the car just yet, so it's interesting how we're posting similar times together on the car. So Wendy's here, but Wendy's actually not feeling optimal, so I don't know how she's gonna perform. But Tyson is using Wendy's car. Wendy's going to run, I think, Charlie's car, and then my car is here, and then the Radical, we found out the positive cable is lapping underneath, so they're sorting all that out now. Hopefully by tomorrow this will be okay, but the weather says that it's gonna be raining the whole day. It's gonna get stronger actually. I'm a huge fan of driving in the rain, but racing in the rain, another story. Okay guys, we are doing a 235 in the Miata, all high 35, and the rain's starting to come down. Qualifying is in 30 minutes or 25 minutes. Steven, Windy, Tyson having a chat. Windy's doing a 34, Tyson didn't even practice, and they're calling us out already. Yep, time trial soon. My car did a check engine. I'm not sure what's happening. Hopefully nothing, so we can continue and get a qualifying lap. It's gonna be difficult. The rain is really slippery. I mean, the track is really slippery, and these tires are not so good in the rain. Update, we didn't do so well. I didn't do so well. Tyson was actually trying to help me, but I felt so much pressure to try to catch him that I really screwed up my time. Tyson posted a 2:31 and I posted a 2:36, so very bad in the rain. I'm leaning on the ABS and the traction control too much and overdriving the car more than ever. So much pressure to perform that I didn't perform. So sad, but hopefully I'll be 5th or 6th on the grid. I'm not that sure. We're gonna wait for the times. It's about 40 minutes till the first race. Looks like the rain's actually disappearing, so hopefully it's going to be a not so wet race because it's very hard to put the power down. Yeah, that's all my updates. How's it feel to be first place again?
So happy. It was hard also.
Perez gave you a hard time, no?
Yeah, a little.
A little?
Pero yeah, lalo sa main straight and then some corners faster than me a little.
I think we need to dyno Tito Windy's car.
Yeah.
Figure out why.
I know.
Oh.
I think there's a problem talaga with this car.
Okay, let's do some updates. My seat is too high, so we are trying to lower it as much as possible. So first race is finally done and we're just in the paddock chatting. I started 5th place and then I got overtaken twice, and then a few people spun out and I overtook back one guy, and apparently I landed in 3rd place. I didn't really expect that we were gonna podium, but we landed in 3rd, which is pretty good. Really don't know what's wrong with the car. On the wet track it is not a good car, but on the dry track I actually didn't even turn off traction control and we were doing a 2:19.8. Tyson on the 4th lap I think turned off traction control already, so we need to learn how to push the car in the wet later in the next race. It's gonna be interesting, but we have parade lap at 12 and then we're gonna race this afternoon. Apparently the rain is not here either, so hopefully it stays like this till tomorrow so that we can run and try to beat the fastest time again in the other car next door. Oh my god, okay, check engine happened and we weren't able to qualify. The team of Mazda is here now scanning. I don't have a place. Rain's super strong and like zero power. As soon as I got out, it just basically sputtered all the way around, and it's so sad because we're in contention, we're running, and not the way I wanted to end my day. Hopefully we're able to figure out a part, but basically the race is in 20 minutes, so it's going to be super tight. Fix the car! What's the verdict? So I'm 12% battery, 11% battery, and we are at the warning now. I started 11th because the car wouldn't qualify, and then I ended up in 6th overall but 3rd in class, so I still have a place. It's just that it was such a struggle. The setup for the cars aren't so good in the rain. Tyson struggled also. Tyson went from first leading all the way till 2nd in the last corner because he misshifted to first gear. So Tyson lost it to Perez. Perez was driving cleanly, which was amazing. But we were all struggling, even Windy was struggling. We had no time to set up the car, so that's that. We'll do the awarding, go home, and go back to the Radical tomorrow. We can't find the IC part, which means I don't know if I'm going to run tomorrow. So it's gonna be a wait and see to see if the boys of Edgen can do something about the low voltage. If not, then we're gonna cancel tomorrow and just chill. Okay guys, it is the end of the day and we were able to bag a double third. Thank you so much to Edge Sport and the team, but you know, there's a lot of stuff we can improve. We've learned that the camber setting really has to be upright when we're doing rain. It's just that I think Edgen and the team were so busy because they were running two B1s as well as us and then my Radical, so we were just a bit really like overstretched, but you know, so happy that I was able to finish the second race because, as you know, I did not qualify and then I ended up from 11th all the way up to 6th overall, and because of the really bad setup we couldn't get to put the power down, which is why we were that is a GT3 RS in case you guys are wondering, but yes, wasn't able to put the power down, and sadly we still don't have parts for the Radical tomorrow, so I'm gonna update you guys again later because I am at 6% battery life, but that's the update for now. Thank you so much again to MSCC and Mazda for getting us on the grid. It was super wet, very hectic day. Anyway, see you guys later. Good morning everyone and happy Sunday. It is the last day here in Clark Speedway and wow, I'm exhausted and I wish I was still driving today, but really I'm very tired. I'm headed down to the racetrack to say goodbye to everyone and sort of double check and wrap up on everything. Wifey's calling. Hi baby.
Hi honey.
How are you?
I'm okay, I'm tired.
I was just saying I'm tired too.
Finishing off breakfast.
Yeah, I'm headed to the racetrack so I might not have signal. Super choppy phone call, so sorry about that, but Joey's in Singapore now and I'm headed to the racetrack as I said to basically check on everything. I left my aim timer and then basically tip off the mechanics, say goodbye, and then maybe watch a race or two, but I don't have the racing. The weather looks like it's clearing out though, so I'm hoping the highway is not traffic. It's such a high and a low for this weekend and I've learned a few things, so golden nuggets if you guys are still watching this late into the video. If it's raining, fix your alignment and camber setup to be more neutral because the car was set up for the dry and because I don't think we had enough time to set up for the wet between all the laps, and because we were handling, Edge and the team were handling V1, the Radical and the Miata, we didn't have enough time to actually do some setup with the car, especially since it was a really hectic weekend. The weather was not cooperative at all, but glad we still got the race. I'm super lucky to land on third, so thank you so much to MSCC, Mazda, and then all the team from Edge Sport, and obviously Coach Tyson C. It was such a fun weekend. I still learned a lot from Tyson. Tyson is continually teaching me how to become a better driver. And on that note, I'll see you guys again in the next video.